party, we like to party, party, party all night long. Party, party, we like to party, 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 never go home. Party, party, we like to party, party, party all night long. Party, party, we like to party, 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 never go home.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to episode 59 of the Ball Talk podcast. Here with me tonight is Chris, as always. We are doing another draft tonight, Chris.
As always.
It's off-season. It's peak off-season.
Off-season basketball calls for drafts all around.
And not only that, this is like the dead period of all dead periods.
Yeah,
Like-
what's going on? Like baseball?
I mean, I have it on my TV right
What
now.
game you watching?
MLB big
Okay.
inning. But yeah, no, we're like a month away from football. We're literally pretty much a month since the Thunder won the championship. So I think we're going to take
22
this
Saturdays
opportunity.
till Christmas.
4 Saturdays till football. What's more exciting?
Football.
It'll hurt me more, but you know.
Christmas hurts you? Is that something
No,
that people
football
should
has
know?
a chance to hurt me more.
Christmas is something that Ben is. It's always tough around Ben. He never really truly grasped what Christmas is all about. So
Yeah, because
give
They
Ben
didn't
a
put the-
hug next time
they
you see
didn't put
him.
the Thunder on
No,
Christmas.
Just give Ben a hug next time you see him. He's sad about Christmas already.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So,
I am not.
what are we doing
Um,
tonight, Ben?
So after that little detour, what Chris and I will be doing for our draft, we are each drafting an individual team of 5 moments from this Thunder playoff run. Neither of us know what the other person is drafting. And so if we have one that we want, but Chris drafts it before me, I can't use that one. And we might have 10 different ones, but we might have 5 of the exact same ones
Yeah,
because
we probably do.
we talked a lot about Thunder basketball
think a
together
lot
over the
alike.
last couple months.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris, I am feeling the spirit of Christmas and the spirit of giving already.
You're
can
gonna let
go
me
first.
go first. That's very kind of you. I'm glad you learned your lesson.
You can
Okay.
go first.
So, do you want to have a little jingle? Sing us a little jingle.
It's
That
the
was
ball
perfect.
talk draft.
Oh, it's the ball talk draft. Sorry, I'm a
Okay.
little hoarse.
And before you make your selection, I do want to clarify to the people. These are our personal favorite moments, not the top moments that we think got them the championship or it's whatever moments were our favorites throughout this championship run. I just want to throw that out there. before we-
Right. They're not. It's not. I mean, I don't know what Ben has on his list, but I tried not to be too generic. But I probably ended up. Now I'm saying that I probably ended up being really generic.
Yeah, there were only 23 games.
There's only 23 moments that you could pick from. So, all right. With that jingle Ben just created, the Ball Talk draft has begun. With
Team Chris is on the clock.
Team Chris is on the clock. Give me a countdown. With the first draft pick, I'm going to take as my number 1 moment of the playoffs, Alex Caruso guarding Jokic in Game 7 and just befuddling the man. Eventually making him quit. He essentially made him quit in the end of the 4th quarter.
Not even the end. There were like 8 or 9 minutes left.
I know. He stole that. Jokic tried to draw a foul by
He did
shooting.
like the rip move.
And Alex stole it from him, and we went down and shot. Jokic called timeout. He was done for the playoffs. That's the last play he had in the playoffs.
He had to get to his horses that night. I mean, did you see the video of him today?
Yeah, I did. That was really funny.
He showed
The
more
comparison-
emotion for that horse winning a race than he did
Yeah.
winning the championship in the NBA.
Comparison between him in the locker room with champagne, being like, "What is this?" kind of thing, and then him dumping it on his horse, essentially, was pretty funny. But that is my number 1 pick. And we'll do a snake draft. So you have 2 now, Ben.
Wow, too. Wow. Hey, spirit of Christmas all around. Wow.
That's right. We're a giving podcast.
I will say Caruso guarding Jokic Game 7 against Denver is on my list. So you already have, I don't know if, I'm going to be honest, I just wrote out moments.
Oh,
So
I
I
did
didn't know
too.
what
I
you were-
haven't really ranked them, but that was like the first moment I thought of because that was the moment after
That game
the
7 against Denver
after
was-
the
yeah.
roller coaster of that series, to have such a good moment early on in the first half of him like kind of like not dismantling, because you can't really do that to Jokic,
Frustrating.
but to frustrate Jokic that much in game 7, it's really like an important moment for me to have some hope going into the second half of game 7.
I don't disagree. Well, excellent first overall pick, I think.
Thank you.
Going with my first pick in the Ball Talk Thunder Playoff Moments draft. This is a moment that flipped a switch for not only me, but I think most Thunder fans in thinking this team's different. They've grown from their mistakes last year, and we have a true championship shot after this moment. And that moment is the Lou Dort 3 threes in the fourth quarter of Game 5 against Denver. We were down 9, I think, when he hit the first one, and I don't know how long you can extend that, because the rest of that game was insane. It all was just one moment after another. But that plus him running out of bounds to save it, which led to us tying it. You know, it was like you paid Lou Dort every dollar just off of that like 3-minute stretch.
Yeah. Didn't have it on my list, but it was a good moment.
That is, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. We're individuals. That's why we're doing this.
I'm just joking. That is a great moment. I figured you'd have it, so I was like, I'm gonna let Ben have that one.
And I'll be honest, if I had gone first, that would have been first.
Oh,
Still.
sure. I think. I mean, we've talked about it on previous pods. That is the moment that like propelled us to the championship. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like without that, we don't win a championship. Like that is a really crucial crux, fork in the road moment that like if he doesn't make those, the whole championship goes a different way. So I like your pick.
That's fair. Let's see. Now I got to pick number 2. Because I'll say this. I have a list of like actual moments and then like random playoff moments from like watching highlights. And I'm like, I forgot that happened.
Did you do? I did a little bit of research. I thought of. I had a good list, and I was like, I'll see what else is out there. So I kind of watched some more, which is a fun exercise. If you want to go watch some highlights, it's a good reason to do it.
I've spent the last month doing that basically. With my second pick of this draft, I'm between 2, and I'm trying to pick the one that I think you will not pick next. I am going to pick Shea's shot in Indiana, Game 4.
Him tripping,
and they say he pushed off, but he gives us the lead late in Game 4 to basically steal that game. And it was like a culmination of the 3 he hit to cut it to 1. We get the ball back. And it was like we just stole one we absolutely shouldn't have. And if you lose that, as it's been documented by not just us, but so many, the Thunder are not champions right now.
Right.
It switched to 3-1 deficit to 2-2 going home with home court. And that to me, the biggest part of that moment was I've like last year in Dallas game 4, Shea had a moment where like he was like, hop on, I'm going to win this game if you just play with me. And Shea had 15 that night in the fourth quarter in a game that, like I said, just felt miserable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what a superstar does. Is what the MVP does. And I think, I don't think the games weren't ever overly close late. I think this was the closest thing he had to like that clutch performance that kind of solidifies you as what I think is the best player in the NBA right now.
Yeah, I want to talk about that a little after this, but because, well, I don't want to say it now, but remind me to talk about that. Shea's sort of like overall playoff moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think what you were going to say, I'll save for the next round, because I do have one that kind of plays off what you just talked about. Yeah. In that game, the moment that really stuck out to me was Benedict Mathurin missing 3 free throws and having 2 intentional off the ball fouls that
he just like ran into Shea, man. Like that was so bad.
That's a moment that like in my brain, I'm like, he just cost them the game and then, probably the championship. Like
if
they
he
win
didn't,
that,
I think he scored 27 the game before,
sure.
and if he hadn't have done that,
they probably would have lost too.
They would have just. I think the city of Indianapolis would have burned down his house.
Yeah, because he missed 2 free throws in a row. It reminds me of that Grant Williams video where he's like, "I'm gonna make them both," and then he misses them both. It felt like he had that much slag coming from the game performance, scoring 27 points the game before.
Yeah,
then to come and miss 2 clutch time free throws in a row, foul Shea off without the ball coming in, so he gets a technical free throw, and then to come back down, get 2 more free throws, miss the first one. Make the second, foul Shea again.
The second one was hilarious because he legitimately body checked him.
Yes.
And even did the what? And
yes.
It's like you just tackled him. It's not that's not even overstating it. He tackled Shea to the ground. That's honestly that's a moment that gets overlooked, I think, because of what people think about the Shea 3 and him getting the shot to take the lead, but that was arguably more important to them winning it. So excellent pick, Chris. Excellent pick.
That's my second round pick. And then for the third round, I think this is what you were going to pick. But when Dub yells at his wrist in game 5 at Denver or in Oklahoma City, I think that is and even since the finals have ended, that's even gained more
notoriety and
and steam and in our minds, he of course knew what he was yelling at, and when Andrew Schlecht asked him that question at the presser, he of course knew he wasn't going to answer it, and it's sort of just that sort of play will live in infamy with what he's done. And it was after Jokic hit that just bonkers they called it a pirouette on the broadcast 3 to tie the game. Just steps up, hits the 3, yells at his wrist. They call a timeout. We win the game. We go back to Denver for game 6. Up.
It was a moment. I mean, and he on the broadcast, he's yelling, and I'm not going to say it on this, but he drops some F-bombs at his wrist.
Mm-hmm.
And hindsight 2020 now, if you would have known his wrist was hurt, I would have been like, don't shoot it. Don't shoot it.
100%. I agree.
I would have wanted Dort to shoot it because he's Shea drove right, swung it to Dort, and Dort, it was just great team basketball because Hartenstein on that play seals Dub's guy on the block. So Dub's wide open in the corner. It wasn't a set play by any means, but it's just knowledge of basketball and playing within your team and getting reps that they know how to generate offense. And at the time it was heck yeah, no, that's awesome. And it was a moment for Dub, even outside of the wrist. That was such a massive shot. And then, as you said, has just been amplified with what we know now. Because again, like I said, I think it was the final 7 minutes of that game was moment after moment. We could have done a list of just that game because of all the craziness that happened and Jokic's shot and
significance of that game for either team. If Denver wins that, they probably go on to win the series. Going back to Denver.
Oh yeah,
up 3-2.
Yeah.
So
I don't disagree.
All right, what do you got?
So am I going 2 now?
Yeah, you got 2.
Okay.
And then I'll have 2, and then you'll end.
And I have some on here that I'm not going to draft, but I do want to talk about on this podcast.
Yeah, we'll have some. We'll have some.
Because there are some that are kind of funny, haha, and it's I even asked Bailey, my wife, before.
I asked Grace, see what hers were.
Hey, yeah, and she had some that I did not have down because she just knows ball.
She's a ball knower. So is Grace. Grace had the same ones I had.
Fair.
We talk a lot about games too.
Fair.
So shout out Grace and Bailey.
Yeah, shout out our wives. For my third pick, I'm going to the Minnesota series.
Okay, first time.
And actually, this is the one that I thought you would draft.
Oh, okay.
Because you're very high on Game 4.
Loved Game 4. I was in Paycom when they did that, because Paycom opened up the arena to watch the away games. That was the game I went to for the Wolves series. It was a great game to be in Paycom. A lot of fun.
Well, and it was different in that series because even though we had lost by 40, even if you lose that game, you're 2-2 coming home with home court. So it wasn't as do or die, but if you win that game, that knife is in, and you just got to twist it after that.
And they did.
The moment that I'm talking about is Minnesota. We kept like pushing that lead out to like 6-8, and Minnesota kept getting it to like 4. It was really never a single possession game until the very end. And it was because of just fantastic shot making that we kept answering what they did. And the moment that I am selecting here is when Shea drives in and does the splits almost.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this one.
And has to throw the ball underneath. I think it was Jaden McDaniel's legs. And like they show it in real time and slowed down. He does not move his pivot foot until after he releases the ball. Like just an insane balance act. But it gets out to Dub. He cashes a 3. It was the game that it was probably the best the 3 of our big 3 have played. And it was shots like that all at one time, like within one game.
Like 90 points together.
Yeah, like Shea had 40, Dub went over 30, Chet had well over 20
something.
I
think they had 90 or something.
Yes. I think it was the most points a Thunder trio has ever scored in a playoff game, passing what Russ and Harden and Durant did. But I just remember like being like, how on earth did that happen? Like that defied the laws of basketball. Shea being able to do that, plus it like literally rolling out to Dub and him picking it up, which they say, you know, if you have a bad pass, it's much harder to knock down a shot. And it wasn't a good pass.
Mm-hmm.
So Dub again hit a 3 with a bad wrist, which we didn't know at the time. But I thought that was, it just felt like a moment that's going to be in a lot of highlight reels for the rest of our Thunder watching lives, which is until the day I die. So there's my third pick. Let's see.
What you got for number 4? You gotta get team building. You got an all-star team building.
It's let's see. You've picked that one. I'm between 2, and I'm trying to fix. So I have 2 more left after this.
Yeah.
So the one that I am going to take, and I'm going back to the well on this one.
Game 5 Denver.
Game 5 Denver.
Okay.
Again, we could do this just
is a
off
game
of that
that
game.
you love.
Shea's 3 at the very end. That was like, you know, I mentioned his shot in Indianapolis. That was like his biggest like dagger. Like, no, I put this game out of reach. He gets a screen from Hartenstein. There's nothing there. He gets another screen. Hartenstein kind of rolls back, and he steps up and knocks it down. And Paycom just erupted. Yep. Erupted. And if you remember, they played I Don't Care. I love it. The I Don't Care.
I was probably
just
blacking out. Probably, yeah.
Well, I say that because DJ Lightbright posted it on TikTok, so I go and watch that like every other day. Honestly,
I'll have to look at it.
No, it's a super cool video. But that moment was just euphoric, man. That Game 5 Denver, like it is just. I'll never forget that game. So there's my 3rd and 4th picks, Chris. We're going back to you for your final selections.
I want to give a shout out to Cason Wallace with my 4th pick. Him finally hitting a 3 in the finals and then hitting multiple that game made me feel something on the inside. I was so happy because for the life of me, we could not get somebody to make a 3 on the bench, and for him to come in and I think it was Game 5 of Indiana at home and hit a 3, and then to continue that through the rest of the series, I felt like his good play, because at some points during that series, it felt like we couldn't play him. His minutes were dropping, but once he hit 1 3, he hit another 3, and then hit another 3, and I was so nice for him, such a young player who could have like shrunk in that moment or shrunk for the rest of the career. You kind of worry about like the ability for him to come back. Not really worry about it, but there is some cause for hesitation if he's like not able to make it through, and does he start to have doubts as his player? So
without winning the championship.
Right. For him to come in and with confidence hits those shots was something that me and my wife talked about a lot because Casey Wallace is one of her favorites.
Well, and
So,
I think it was game 5 that he kind of like came out and hit 2 or 3.
yeah.
And then not only that, but in game 7 in the fourth quarter, there was a moment, and this isn't one that I would draft, but I'm just giving Kaysen his flowers. We're up 4, and like Indiana's kind of hanging in there even without Halliburton, and Hartenstein finds him in the corner to go up 7. And it's like when those role players hit shots, they feel 10 times worse than when the stars hit shots.
Right.
And so when you, like you said, if you have somebody like that who's able to step up, and even in like it wasn't a fractured possession by any means. It wasn't like we got lucky. We generated a shot in the corner. But we've talked ad nauseum about the Thunder shooting not being, I mean, like people are like, they won the championship and shot like sub 32% from 3. Like, it's like, if you just like take that, have a means or kind of have it shift towards the average, and just internal development, it's like this team's even scarier.
Right.
And it's because people like Kaysen, Wiggins, those kind of guys, Topic next year, stepping up hitting threes when it matters. So shout out Mr. Kaysen Wallace.
And number 5, my 5th pick, my final pick of the draft, trying to draft as good as Presti does. I am going to draft Lou Dort giving players the flu. The Lou flu. Not he didn't make players sick, but he gave them what they call the Lou flu. Players like Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton putting up like 2 shots and a half or going 0 for 1 in the second half, things like that.
There was a game that Halliburton only made free throws.
Yes. And
4
that's
points, and it was
largely because of Lou Dort. Like his ability to like shut down their best players. And granted, they're in the NBA, so everyone else, the role players, are really good and they will hit shots, especially in Indiana where it felt like everyone was hitting everything. But his ability to shut down the number one option to like where they don't even exist, where it'd probably be better if they were benched. Like bench them, get Lou off the court, and you might have better offense.
They're playing with 4 players on offense. It's 4v4 at that point.
And his ability to do that to Anthony Edwards. I know Denver, it was a little different.
Murray got going a little bit.
Got going, and then he guarded Desmond Bain, didn't he? And Desmond Bain just like wasn't available either. Like he's played 4 guys. So like Desmond Bain, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, his ability to make them feel invisible is something that is truly special. And I want to make sure that
give Lou his flowers.
I give Lou his flowers as well. And it was a very important moment for me to look up. I'm a stat watcher during the game. I like to look at the stats of who's shooting well and how things are going, right? And to have the comfort of knowing that Anthony Edwards only had like 3 shots and all of them were misses, or Tyrese Halliburton only shooting free throws, is a very, very nice thing to have on your team.
I want to kind of within this draft have this conversation real quick. I want to present to you this question. In 5 years, if you had to pick between these 2 players to be on the team,
don't give me their names. Give me your description of them first.
Would you rather have...
I'm closing my eyes so I know, so I can really get into it.
Would you rather have the Bulldog, the French Bulldog, the Canadian French Bulldog?
Okay, pretty obvious who that is.
Or the young up-and-comer, low-key, former Wildcat? Here's the bottom line, Chris, and I'm going to do this so we can clip it.
You're not doing a very good
No, because I wanted to clip
description.
This. Would you rather have Lou Dort or Kaysen Wallace on this team in 5 years if you had to pick one of them?
In 5 years, I'd rather have Kaysen Wallace.
Okay, in 2 years.
I'm a loyalty guy first, so I think Dort deserves to still be on this team in 2 years.
That's fair. I think it's super tough because I think Dort is closer to a finished product. But Kaysen's ceiling obviously is much higher. I think obviously he can create a little bit better for himself and maybe those around him. But
Better finishing at the rim.
Dort's attitude and toughness, and like he's like we've talked for like last year's playoffs before we even started the podcast about how there was like a moment in Dallas where like Isaiah Joe got pushed down and no one really did anything.
Sure.
Dort was on that team, but I think this year you added Hartenstein, and like even throughout Dort's, I feel like his attitude has just gotten amplified.
Yeah,
and like he's like, I'm not going to take any crap mentality, and I think that's massive for a young team.
Maybe with a leader like Shea, you need somebody with a little more shit to him. You need somebody with a little more, bulldog attitude, like you said. But I totally get the thought process that you need Cason Wallace. He's cheaper. He's younger. He's going to grow with the team, right? With how expensive this roster is going to get, you would like to have guys like that. Because I think Dort can go and get paid as one of the best role players in the league, right? I think he can go and earn like, I don't know what a good role player makes, maybe like 30 million, 40
Is he
million
making
a year.
Josh Giddey money?
I don't know what Josh Giddey is making.
Nothing right now. He hasn't been offered a contract in restricted free agency.
So that's a bummer. You think he's going to go back and play with old Alex Dukas in Australia?
Yeah, he just leaves the NBA. No. I just like, I think it's an interesting.
I wonder your honest thoughts. Like, would you rather have Dort?
I think in 2 years I'd want, like, especially over the next couple of years, I would rather have Dort, because I think Cason, although he did step up, can be a bit
he's a little
inconsistent, and it's the size thing. Like Dort can guard like 1 through probably like 3.5. I'm gonna say like he can guard a lot of power forwards if he needs to. Like if we have to put him on Julius Randle, I don't see a problem to that. Cason is getting there, but I don't know if he'll ever have just the mass to match up with those guys. That's my biggest, like, not even concern, but just thought about Cason as in 4 or 5 years. But and then you look at, like you said, loyalty, and Dort's now a 40% 3-point shooter, which we would have laughed at anyone's face if they said that 3 years ago.
Right.
So, no, don't want to get too off topic. I just was thinking about that.
I think it's a good thought experiment. Go into my mind palace, think about my thoughts.
That's a scary place. That's a scary,
Nobody
scary
ever
place.
leaves.
No, people have been not heard of or heard from again after wandering there. My last pick, and I'm gonna stick with Mr. Lu Dort.
Good, I love it, because I think I know what you're gonna say, and I think this is the one I was gonna say.
The Lu Dort moonball in Game 7.
Mm-hmm. The one that scraped the scars.
The scars.
The stars.
The stars. The one that like might have hit the green lighting outside of Paycom if there wasn't a roof.
The roof was on fire.
It was like we were kind of stalling out. We had gotten 2 like put back buckets to kind of take back the lead, like high energy plays. And then in games like that, and it's the scariest thing about Game 7s, shot variance is undefeated. Like you can be the best team in the NBA.
We defeated it once, but no other team has.
Correct. But we finally got some on our side. And with Dort making that 3, I know that the game wasn't over by then.
It was in the third quarter.
Oh, yeah. With like 10 minutes left.
The start of the third quarter.
But he hit that, and it was like, okay, if that's going in, this is our night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is our night. And like, you always see the metaphorical, like, you just have to see one go in and the lid comes off the basket thing. And it was like everyone was like, crap. Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he kind of fumbled it back and then had to Shea, they tried to call a walk on Shea or Rick Kyle.
He kind of did one of those, like he tried to pass it, but then he put his hand over it to stop it. Like he palmed it basically. And in the video you can see Shea like calling for it back, and Dort's like, nah, I got this. I got this.
Yeah.
You hold on tight down there, big guy. So yeah.
Okay.
There's our top 5. There's our top 5. And I'll read the teams, and I'll put a poll on Spotify or whatever, so you can pick which team. And we also want to know where you think we went wrong. Any moments?
Give us the moments that should have been there. We'll give some
honorable mentions.
HMs.
Yeah. So here's Chris's top 5. Number 1, Caruso guarding Jokic in Game 7. Number 2, Matherin choke job in game 4. Number 3, Dub wrist yell after clutch corner 3, game 5 against Denver. Number 4, Case and Wallace coming out of the depths of darkness and deciding to hit threes again in
The depths of a slump.
in the
In
finals.
abyss.
And number 5, the only way to label it is the Lou flu that all the
Lou flu.
superstars got as they faced the Oklahoma City Thunder. So there's Chris's 5. My 5, number 1, Dort's run of 3 threes in game 5 against Denver to pull that game out of the depths of sure defeat. Number 2, Shea's 3 against, no, not 3. Shea's like falling down 2 to take the lead in game 4 in Indianapolis to take that game and go back to Oklahoma City 2-2. Number 3, Shea's splits to rolling pass to Dub for the 3 in Minnesota game 4 to go up 3-1. Number 4, Shea's 3 against Denver to ice that one. After, we said like there's a moment every second of that game.
Sure.
But that was like the true dagger. And number 5, game 7, Lou Dort Moonball 3 to spark the second half run we needed to win the championship. So
The whole dang thing.
So there's our draft.
I'm glad we both didn't say like winning the championship.
It felt too much like a cop out. Like we
thinking
already
thing.
did a podcast about that singular moment. You
Right.
know? So
One shining moment.
God, can you imagine, if they had done that for the NBA, I would have just wept in my seat.
Would have made no sense.
Yeah, people would have been like, this guy is weirder than we thought.
Okay, before we get into the honorable mentions, I do want to say, I don't know, you picked more show moments than I did. I didn't have very many written down. But I think it's because like he was so consistent throughout the playoffs. His whole life is consistent. That it was hard to find like one moment besides like, you found like there are moments if you go and find them, but like one moment that kind of stuck out was hard to find in my head. And that's probably just me. I was so I was trying to, on a roller coaster of emotion, I was trying to get off at every point so that I could, focus on the next game. But
Yeah, no, I think
because he was so good and so consistent, it was hard to find just a singular moment. And for me personally,
I don't think that's unfair. I mean, like so many of the talking heads are like, what did he do? And it's like, well, like if you like
he scored
actually
35 points a game.
Yeah, and because it looks so casual, which is the impressive part, you
Yes,
don't view
truly.
it as like, they're looking for like an Anthony Edwards windmill dunk in transition or a Jason Tatum. He hit 8 threes. And,
Right.
Shea, it's the mid-range game that he has that doesn't like pop on a highlight reel. But when you look up every night, it's been talked about ad nauseum of, Shea has 35 going into the fourth quarter.
8 assists, 6 rebounds. Like he doesn't shy away from the stats.
Yeah. No, I think
that's
he
all I'm
doesn't
saying.
have like that like truly loud moment, but like it's.
I mean, he
it's-
had you reminded me of some truly loud moments, like
That's what
some of
I'm
those
here for.
threes. He hunted for and maybe another one is like he hunted for that a lot, and he finally found it in the finals. You know what I mean?
There were several games where it was like we're up 15, and he is trying to hit one more 3 to like make them call timeout and take the starters out, and he missed. Like there were
Just
like
can't.
in game 7, he was like 2 of 12 from 3.
Yeah,
Because he was just like searching for it, but Indianapolis didn't have enough, and our defense was wreaking havoc to an extent that it didn't matter. And so, yeah, and like with how good this team was, he didn't need as many of those moments because a lot
Sure.
of those wins were responses to losses where we blew the ever living crap out of these teams.
sure.
Game 2, Denver. Game 7, Denver. Game 2, Indianapolis. And like honestly, game 5 and 7 against Indy, the score was closer than what it was
Felt like sure
because
I'd
of
agree with that.
Indianapolis coming back and playing their style. But like we got up 20 in the fourth quarter of game 7.
Mhm.
Now Halliburton wasn't playing, whatever context you want to add, but because the team was so good, I mean, there's a few others. Like he had a big shot in game 4 against Memphis, like a little turnaround jump shot that kind of iced that game. And he like is walking to the bench, throwing up a peace sign. See you next year, Memphis. Head to
There was-
Orlando, Mr.
There's
Bane.
another he blocked a shot with 5 fouls. I tried to find what game that was, but I remember him going up and he blocked. I can't even think. Maybe it was Dante DiVincenzo, or maybe it was someone on the Nuggets. He went up and blocked it to kind of seal a win. And I was so impressed that he had 5 fouls and still went up, because we still need him in that moment to go and score. I can't remember what game it was, but like one of that moment stuck out to me. But
I know for sure he picked up 5 fouls in Game 7. So like the last,
it
like
wasn't Game 7.
I know it wasn't, but like I remember even in that one, it was like we're up 13, but if we don't have Shea, like this is just a whole new ball game from that point. But that goes back to like Mark's like strategy of like, I'm not going to foul you out, but I will take you out if you allow your fouls to change how you play. Because like when you play that good of defense, it's because you're not thinking. You're very like proactive, reactive. And so it's human nature to them now that he was still able to go make that play and make a smart basketball play to help the team win a championship. So, Chris, let's talk honorable mentions, and then I don't think we need to necessarily draft this. I think we can just kind of
just start shouting them out.
There was a game 2 against Indianapolis, I think it was. Caruso like hyped up the crowd and did push-ups on the baseline. And
I do remember that. Oh, Caruso swimming.
Yes, game 5 as well.
Yep.
Right after Indianapolis had called a timeout, and they were like about to get into a set, and Caruso stole the inbounds pass and like dove at it and looked like he was swimming on the court. A lot of Caruso moments too. Another one that I love and thought was massive, for Dub to get 40 in game 5. He hit like that little like hezzy turnaround fadeaway.
Bank shot, wasn't it?
No, it was like top of the key. And he like did like a little like dream shake, the Hakeem Olajuwon, where he faked going back the other way and shot over his right shoulder. But just like
that. This is going to be bad podcasting, but there's this clip of John Stamos in some movie where this girl is practicing the Kobe shimmy, and she says, "Oh, you've never seen the Kobe shimmy before?" It's a really funny video. Bad podcast, bad podcast moment. Really funny part of that movie,
and that's what Dub did. The Kobe shimmy.
Kaysen Wallace slamming on both Jaren Jackson Jr. and then slamming on Jokic as well.
When you said Kaysen in the draft, I thought you were gonna say his poster on Jokic.
I mean, he posted JJJ and Scottie Barnes, or not Scottie Barnes, Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah. People in the broadcast underestimates his athletic ability every time. And every time he's on a fast break, I'm like, he's gonna put his arms through this rim.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I think I'll give Memphis a shout out. In the game that we were up 51, Wiggins threw an alley-oop to Dub that he went up one-handed and just rocked the rim. And he even said, he was like, I've never done that before.
After.
Yeah. Like hindsight 2020, I was like, you should honestly just have done layups.
Aaron Wiggins shouldn't have passed it to him.
Yeah. Hey, what the heck, Wiggs? What the heck, Wiggs?
I'll keep talking about Memphis. I keep remembering how bad Zach Edey was. Him swiping down on that jump ball, and essentially he was going to win. He could have won the jump ball by standing there, and he like puts his other arm down and like kills Dort, and the ball goes the other way.
I have that on my like random one because like
I had that on my list.
Like it was like, what? You're 7'4",
and how many blocks our guards got on him? Like I remember
especially game 1.
Shea had a ton of blocks on him. So like and Edey, he was one like, sort of unidentified threat. I didn't really know how to think about, and for him to come in and not really be able to do anything was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Because you think a guy who's 7'4", who can reach that high and is big and big body,
is jumping against Lou Dort
would be able to do more in a series.
Yeah.
That's the thought.
Against a team that goes small a lot, but Mark tries to bait people into that.
Right.
Like it's a part of the strategy of Mark. One of the ones I have Edie fouling Dort on the jump ball. One of the ones that I love, and I can't remember if it was Minnesota or I think it was the finals against Indianapolis. Maybe. I'd have to look it up. But there's a jump ball with Lou Dort, and Lou Dort smokes Scott Foster in the face, and he gets a nose it
wasn't the finals. Scott Foster.
It was Minnesota. It was Minnesota. And there's like blood on the court, and it took like 5 or 10 minutes.
I do remember that.
And everybody was like Scott Foster loves the Thunder. And I was like, we just like almost fractured his nose. Like, there's not a conspiracy here.
Yeah.
But because in that same series, another one I have, Shea was cooking Jaden McDaniels.
Oh my gosh. Nobody could stop him.
and
Actually, I thought his cousin was a much better defender on him than
Correct.
Jaden McDaniels.
At least he went east. There was one player that finally went east. But there was a moment where Shea kind of got by him with like a pretty quick little move and kind of like held up, and McDaniels just forearm shoved him to the ground. And they asked him afterwards, like he was like, "I got 6 fouls. I wanted to foul him."
yeah.
I was like, "You were frustrated, man."
Yeah. In the same vein, Jokic going crazy for like a couple games, like trying to draw fouls and like jumping on people.
He went like Luka-esque. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like he jumped and then he like he like put his arms in between Jalen Williams and then like walked him over to the ref essentially.
Yeah, like look at this, and he's like, "You are dragging the defender."
Yeah,
like,
and then he tried to jump on somebody's back too.
This is Jay Will.
Yeah,
This is Jay Will.
Jay Will just frustrated him almost as much as Alex Caruso did.
Yep. Another one I have from Minnesota was the end of Game 4 and that fan catching the ball that Shea threw. Because
I forgot about that.
If he lets that go, that like there's like less than 0.2 of a second, and you can't do anything with it. But because he caught it, I think they had 0.6 of a second or whatever. So they could have technically got a shot out. They ran a terrible play, in my opinion, because they still tried to go for the lob instead of like they had time to shoot a shot. And they were only down 2 at that point. But Dub, got the ball, and in the video you see like them like trying to figure it out, and Shea like points at the guy and was like, "Smart."
I do love that video, Shea being like, "That's smart. That's smart." Like that's a really funny video, Shea.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Speaking of videos of Shea, and I kind of am disappointed myself for not putting this because it wasn't a happy moment. Hindsight, it's awesome, but him smiling walking off of the court in Denver, Game 3. And now
I didn't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were going to do sad moments.
Yeah, no, it's like that's what I mean. Like it was a sad moment at the time because you're like, what is he doing? But like now it's like that we won a championship.
Like
right?
some of the iconic moments from the playoffs are losses.
Yeah, 2-game winners. Gordon
sent it to overtime.
Yep.
Gordon. I should have said one of the happiest memories is Gordon finally missing a 3 when they were down 3 with a minute to go or whatever
in Game 5.
Games 5.
Yeah,
Gordon finally missing
pre-calf strain or hamstring strain or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that was a good moment. I asked Bailey, she had at least one that I remember that was not on my list, and it was one that stuck out. And it's almost like more of a scary moment, but she specifically remembers Dub jumping up in Game 4 to contest that shot, and his hand got caught on the rim, and he fell straight on his butt.
Oh yeah.
And she said, when I thought J-Dub died, that's what she said.
Oh yeah, I did put that out of my memory. Wow. Yeah.
Especially like it was the wrist he hurt. If he had like braced for the fall with his wrist.
That's true. He probably would have hurt his wrist more.
Yeah, like
he said during the Wolves series. He said that was his like series he felt the best in.
I thought the fall was during Indianapolis. It was in Indiana.
Game 4. Was it? Okay.
Yeah, but I do think he said Minnesota was his best.
I had walking. It didn't happen in any other series, but walking into Game 1 confident and walking out of Game 1 with the same confidence in the Minnesota series was a great feeling. Because I felt like every other series I walked in with confidence. Well, besides, I guess I don't really count Memphis.
I almost forget about Memphis in the run sometimes.
But like, I was confident going into Denver Game 1.
Oh
coming
yeah.
out unconfident.
They
I
had
was
just gone
confident-
7. We had like
Yes.
9 days of rest. Like we were like, oh, these guys are cooked. Like
Yes.
everyone picked us in
Didn't have a
5.
bench. Didn't have a bench.
Yeah.
And then same with Indiana.
Yeah. Indiana was a little different though. And honestly, I say this about both. I never once thought we were like gonna lose a series, except during game 4 of the NBA finals. Like before we mounted that comeback in the fourth quarter, that was the only game that I was like, we're gonna lose this series.
I thought that the magic of Tyrese Halliburton was gonna carry him through.
The dark voodoo.
Mhm.
Magic sold his soul and they took his Achilles. Shout out to him, by the way. He got engaged this weekend.
He also I like him a lot. He's done some media with Pat McAfee. That was pretty good. Talking about how did you hear him talk about how Kobe? He was like after he tore his ACL, he wanted
Achilles.
he wanted to walk off. Oh yeah, his Achilles. After he tore his Achilles, he wanted to walk off, and like Kobe did.
Yeah.
And Kobe got up after he tore his
shot free
Achilles and
throws.
shot free throws, and he said that he got up and he was like, "Oh no,
Yeah. There's
And he
nothing there.
there's nothing there." And so he was like, "I don't know how he did it."
Yeah.
Like kind of giving
Like
his
not
props to
even
Kobe.
like try to compare yourself to Kobe. It was more so
was
like
like-
a no, Kobe was different, dude.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
he's been, and like you can tell he's like, no, I don't regret anything. Like
Mhm.
if I had the same choice today, I would and would have known the outcome, I think I would have made the same choice. But it's that's like kind of what's hard about doing this, and it's like I'll say this after every championship one of my team wins, but I want another one because
Mhm.
everyone's talking about Halliburton's injury and Gordon's injury, and it's like, okay, we can do this with every champion, but like it's almost like a go beat a Boston, go beat.
I don't see it that way, but we
Well,
won the
I just think like
championship.
mentally, it's like more respected. Not to me, I don't care. We won a championship, but how people talk about you, and I also think winning a second one like solidifies
Sure.
that like anyone can win one. I mean, it's been 7
It's
years
been
since
proven,
we've won
yeah.
back
I think
to
it's
back.
9.
Yeah, well, it was the 18-19 Warriors or 17-18 Warriors were the last team that won back to back. So, yeah, we're like less than 3 months away from unveiling that banner, seeing the rings, and tipping off the defense of this championship, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, there's our draft. Chris, any other moments that you want to give a shout out to?
Well, shouts out to my wife. Hugging my wife after we won. Hugging you after we won was a good moment.
No.
Those are
Yeah.
more personal moments.
Yeah, regardless of basketball, it was like, yeah,
Right.
yeah, no.
Finally being de-stressed after the Denver series.
Yeah,
Not having to think about Jokic anymore was a good moment.
miss every once in a while I hear a song that they played at the Thunder games, and I like subconsciously start like doing the fan bammer thing.
Pampers,
Yeah, like if I hear
Yeah.
Titanium, I just have to sing at the top of my lungs. Like that's the bottom line. I'm curious to see if they continue that, like if they try to make that a Thunder thing, or if that was just a playoff thing.
I think it's always been a Thunder thing.
But the playoffs were the first time people really got behind like the singing of it, which visiting teams called it a cult because we were singing it, and I was like, "It's a great song, dude." Sorry.
Oh, we forgot to mention like the moments that like the fan interact. Like there's a couple moments like the stereo went out and the fans like kept it loud in there.
It was the beginning of one of the fourth quarters,
Yeah,
and
then
we just
there-
kept chanting OKC.
we sang the national anthem one time, which was
Mhm.
really hauntingly beautiful.
For
And
like,
then-
but we didn't like over. It was like someone was playing an instrument. Like it wasn't like we
Yeah,
were
yeah, yeah.
overpowering. And then,
And then, like-
again, shout out Kristen Chenoweth for absolutely rocking.
Oh my gosh, that goes up there with like Whitney Houston and Chris Stapleton.
Yeah,
If
she
you wanna go
was
listen to some good-
phenomenal.
Yeah,
Maybe that's our next draft. We rank
and
next.
then singing "Hey Hey Goodbye" to both Denver and Minnesota was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I don't think we did it to Indianapolis.
No, everyone was just too excited to win the
Yeah.
championship.
And like honestly, like everyone was still a little like tense until basically they took it like 30 seconds.
I
left.
was tense until they took. It felt like Benedict Mathurin was going to win it all by himself.
Yeah, with all his free throws he was getting,
Yeah.
started making them in that game. Thank God he didn't make them in game 4. But yeah, there you have it. Appreciate everybody for listening. Appreciate Chris for obviously coming up with his wonderful moments. Let us know if you're Team Chris or Team Ben. And if you want to even send us your top 5 moments, would love to hear it, because I know there's probably some we're missing, because it was a lot of basketball over a long period of time. And thankfully, when you win the championship, it's a lot of fun to just sit here and reminisce. So,
yes, it is.
With that being said, we're signing off for the month of July. Appreciate everybody for listening, and we will talk to you again next week. See you.
Bye.